People often say, what is Healthcare Catering Live all about? You've got the FM conference taking place downstairs. There will be a little bit of wandering around. We can't, even though things are pretty strict around where you register for, that's just because we want to capture numbers. We do anticipate that quite a few people downstairs will come up here for certain topics. You know, we've particularly listened to your messaging from last year, and two of the hot topics this year are retail food and children's and young people. So hopefully those are two key areas for you. Having said that, there are lots of other areas that we want to pick up on. And why do we have this? Well, we just felt there was something missing in the diary, something that, particularly following the food review where we had the first Healthcare Chef's Knowledge. We, of course, have the HCA Forum, which goes alongside things like HEFMA, alongside the BDA. But we don't see probably enough chefs and catering leaders at those events. And I know the HCA are working really hard to sort of kind of broaden that membership to bring those people through. But this can often be their first point of contact. This is a very foodie day. You know, we are not embarrassed to say we want the chefs up here on stage and we want them cooking some great stuff, talking about the food and sharing their thoughts. I'm really worried now. I can see there are some really good chefs out here today. That is not helping at all. I can tell you on my nerves. But I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you can see, you know, what we're trying to create. So have a good look through the program so you get a feel for why we are doing them. By having our chefs here today, our catering leaders alongside our nursing teams and our dietitians, it's about education. It's about development. I'm usually pretty harsh about one topic, and that is why people aren't here. And apparently they're too busy. I presume then you're not busy. Okay? So I'm afraid that doesn't work with me. Okay? It's busy 365 days of the year in the NHS, and you've managed to get here today. And that's because you either want to support, you want to develop, and you want to be educated in a topic that is very close to our hearts. I understand when things go wrong at last minute, totally understand that. But when people start cancelling 4 or 5 days ahead of the time, it's always disappointing for the organisers. You know, it doesn't bother me, to be honest. If there were 6 people in the audience, we'd still carry on today. But it's disappointing, I think, that some of your colleagues, you know, cried off at the last moment. So we're going to make the most of today. It's all being captured. So for those of you that don't like being filmed, keep your head down. And the panel are really worried about that now. I can feel that. But it's a great day. And I won't talk too much about him now, but Tim Ratcliffe, my close colleague at NHS England, he's been absolutely centre to what we're doing today. And him and I will sort of share today's duties so you don't hear my voice all the time, because I think that's really important that we have a change of voices and you hear me as less as possible now as we move forward. Could we just play that video first of all? Prue has been an absolute constant tower of strength for me, because I can go to her separately and ask her things I wouldn't ask anyone else. And she did send a few thoughts to us today. Thank you.
I'm so sorry I can't be with you today, but Phil has kindly invited me to say a few words because this is really such an important occasion. The food review played a crucial role in bringing food mandatory standards in the NHS. These standards help keep food firmly on the agenda where they belong, and it's you, the people in this room, who have the power and the passion to lead real change in NHS food services, whether in catering or in retail. Chefs must be at the heart of this transformation, championing innovation, expressing their creativity through well-designed menus, and working hand in hand with dietitians and nursing teams to deliver really exceptional care. Yes, the public sector is under pressure. Budget restraints, workforce shortages, rising expectations, but that only makes your work more vital. I urge you to meet this challenge with confidence and commitment. Make food a central part of every patient's experience, knowing that great food supports faster recovery, which it does. Approach each plate with personal attention, because every patient is unique and the meals you create have the power to comfort, heal, and uplift. They really do. Enjoy today's event. Be active, be vocal, and take pride in your contribution. Your presence here shows that together we're building a future where food in the NHS is something we can all be really, really proud of. Good luck.
And when she says something, I usually listen. And it is far easier sometimes when you kind of take politics out of it and you can sense by her voice, you know, when she's been involved in hospitality, in prison catering, school catering, and hospital catering, you know, she has a view, and it's really helpful to know we've got her support going forward. Without you, we can't do today, but also our suppliers out there. And we've got a few new teams today, and we've got several colleagues that have continued to support us over the years. So can we have a massive round of applause, first of all, for all those suppliers and sponsors that are here today. And the best way to pay them back is to make sure you take time. Take time today to go and speak to them, find out what they're doing. You know, if you know nothing about that topic, don't walk past the stand. Go and ask them about it. Go and ask them about the new things they're doing and what are they creating to hopefully make the NHS a better place.